Hey everybody, tonight I'm going to be talking to Mike from Long Island Pepper Company. He sent me a 5 bottle variety pack. I can't wait to sit down and talk to him and try these delicious sauces, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, Matt here from Fire and Flavor. I'm with Mike from Long Island Pepper Company from Long Island, New York. How you doing today, man?
Oh, great, man. Nice to be
Good.
here.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for sending me some stuff. You sent me a really nice care package. I'm excited to try them. Um, you having a good day so far?
Oh, yeah. Cinco de Mayo, man.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. I think I just told you I forgot that it was you and Cinco de Mayo until a couple hours ago. So I guess we can just hop right into it, man. How'd you get started with this?
Oh, man. Short story. Probably, I'd say 6 or 7 years ago, I was looking into growing some hot peppers, got on a Pucker Butts website, smoking Ed Curry with a Carolina Reaper. So I bought a couple packets of seeds, planted them. Before you know it, I had 1,000 Carolina Reapers in my garden. I figured I'd make some hot sauce.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, dude. I would do the same thing. You know what? I'm also in the growing hot peppers as well. So like that's something that we do have in common, I guess. Do you still grow your own chilies?
I grow most of my own, but as I've grown, I got a local farm that's probably a quarter mile from my house that grows a lot of my peppers with me.
That's super cool, man. That's very fortunate too. It's so close to home.
Yeah, yeah, really nice. Nice to keep it in the neighborhood.
Yeah, for real, and especially being from, like, Long Island, you wouldn't really expect that too much. I think of, like, the city when I think of Long Island, so it's pretty
Yeah,
cool, man.
yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know about Long Island is as you get past the Midway, you get out to farm country. The North Fork of
Yep.
Long Island is tremendous.
Yeah, and I didn't really know that till now. I know that, like, most of New York is, farmland because my mom lived upstate for years and years, so I didn't visit. Started through city, nothing, then little town, so it's
Yeah,
cool, man.
I,
So
I actually grew up in upstate New York,
oh, cool, man.
Kingston area.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we were near Watertown for a while, so way up there.
Way up
Uh,
there.
way up there. There's nothing out there. No
No.
offense. Um, so let's talk a little bit about this set you brought me or sent me rather. It's your 5 set with the blueberry, Carolina Reaper, papaya, Carolina Reaper, mango, ghost pepper, pineapple, mango habanero, and dragon's blood, which the name itself sounds terrifying.
Yeah.
So I noticed that all of these have fruit in them. I have seen fruit in many hot sauces, but all of your hot sauces that I have here seem to have that. What's the deal
Yeah.
with that?
I love the combination of sweet and heat and these tropical fruits all really give you that really nice sweet flavors. And then I have, various different kinds of peppers I like to mix with them.
Oh, very cool, man. Yeah, no, these are super unique. Like I've seen a couple blueberry sauces before, but like I mentioned to you earlier, I've never seen a papaya hot sauce. Like that's pretty unique, man.
Yeah. I mean, look at the colors that
I
fresh
know.
gives you. It's crazy,
Oh,
right?
dude, it's like it is crazy. It's so like all these are so vibrantly colored.
And if you look at the ingredients, all natural. There's there's no junk in this stuff. It's all natural ingredients.
For real, I can read every word on on these bottles. So I'm starting to see more of that now, and I'm really happy that people are just like sticking to the good stuff, no emulsifiers or anything like that.
Yeah, it doesn't kill you if you have to shake up the bottle once in a while.
No, of course not. It's not even an inconvenience. It's part of the ritual, man. You know.
Yeah, I know.
Um, so you were telling me that you grow most of your own peppers. You said you grew 1,000 Carolina Reapers in your yard. Is that literal
Yeah.
or
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, well, I figured, this past season, I did about 1,200 Carolina Reapers and about 900 ghost peppers.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, do you end up using all of those in a season for making sauce, or do you have to store some?
I freeze them,
You
right?
freeze them.
I usually freeze them. I got a big chest freezer, and they wash them and freeze them. And
Oh,
then when you go to use them, all you got to do is, they're easy to handle frozen too. So you just cut the stem off and into the sauce they go.
yeah, and it doesn't look like you strain anything either, really. These are pretty thick. I can see a lot of like particles in here and stuff. It's pretty
That's
cool.
Yeah, because I use all fresh fruit. I don't use purees, so I peel all my own fruit and then I puree it myself. And yeah, I don't take anything out of it. You'll see the chunks of peppers in
Oh
there,
yeah.
from the peppers in there. Yeah.
No, this is beautiful stuff, and like I said, it's so vibrant. I can't get over the colors. Even like the dragon's breath is like orange, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's papaya. I mean, that's just the color of the papaya. It's
Mhm.
amazing.
Oh no, that's so cool, man. So like when you were coming up with all these flavors, did you kind of come up with them at once, or what was your first one that you made, and what
Probably
made
the
you? Yeah,
Yeah,
go
I'd
ahead.
say the first one would probably be the mango
Okay,
ghost pepper, just
okay.
because I really like mango. And years ago, I won a chili contest, which for a batch of chili I called Sweet Heat, and
Yep.
it's basically chili with diced up mangoes in it, and I end up winning first place. So that kind of gave me an inspiration for that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty awesome. I'll know. I always see like mango habanero sauce. I never see mango ghost pepper sauce. So you really wanted to kick it up a notch with that one.
Yeah, I like that level heat. I call that a medium.
Yeah, yeah, right, right.
Yeah, that one and the Carolina Reaper, those two are mediums. My Dragon's Blood's the hot.
Yep. Actually, I like that your box has that on them, on it. Oh, my camera's kind of going crazy, but let me hold that still for a second here. Yeah, you have all the heat levels on there. And yeah, dragon's blood is like extreme heat.
Yeah.
Extreme.
I surprise a lot of people with the Blueberry Reaper because there is Carolina Reaper in
Of
there.
course.
And it's a subtle, it's a balance, right? I just have a few peppers in there just
Mhm.
to give it a nice heat in the background. But you get that nice burst of, blueberry flavor. That one actually is the one that won the best sauce in Philly at the Philadelphia Hot Sauce Festival a few months
Oh,
ago.
oh,
Yeah.
really? That's cool, man. That's cool. I like that. That you go to all these expos and stuff. I see your Instagram posts. It looks like you get around quite a bit.
Yeah.
So did you? How did you get started with that? Like, did you start by going to farmers markets and then just kind of working your way into these expos, or like,
You know what? I started, there's a cider house actually out in the North Fork in Riverhead, and tremendous place. When I very first started, I wanted to get into some in-person sales, and I just went in there and talked to the folks there, and they said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you do tastings here." So I started doing tastings at the Riverhead Cider House, and it became a really big hit. They ended up buying a lot of my sauce to sell in their store as well, and it kind of grew from there. But online and social media, I've connected with so many people. And that's really how I get invited to a lot of these expos and festivals.
That's really cool. Yeah, networking online is huge for something like this. That's how we found each other, is just even through just Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's how I've met pretty much everyone that I've had on the shows through Instagram. And I kind of look for the most unique. And you actually reached out to me, and I was like, oh hell yeah, let's go. Let's go, man. That's super cool.
You know what? I love this community. The hot sauce community is tremendous, and everybody's so cool. And we support each other. That's the coolest thing about it is, the podcasters, the sauce makers, everybody works together,
Yep.
and it's just fun community.
Yeah, it is super cool. I have found everyone to be pretty welcoming. I've heard others say there are some gatekeepers, but after talking to so many people at this point, I haven't really found that myself. I found everyone to be like welcoming or wanting to help each other, or give tips for a small business to grow.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to ask you, like, where did you start cooking? Is this something you started at a home and then do commercial kitchen? Do you have a co-packer?
Yeah, start at home,
Yep,
started at home and, small batches, a little sauce pot. I made a batch was 7 or 8 bottles when I
yep.
first started, and it was kinda cool, and I went down to Amazon, bought 24 bottles and some chalk labels, and that's how it started, and, now I buy them, my bottles at 1,000 at a time, and, I have actually a good friend of mine does the packaging for me,
It's
and,
great.
he owns a packaging company, and we work on the labels and packaging together, and he's been a great resource for me. Again, just small businesses helping each other out.
Yeah. Community, networking, all that stuff's important, and it's awesome when you see it all come together. It
Yeah,
must have been pretty surreal, like taking something you started in your kitchen and building it into, a successful
yeah.
business.
Well, now that I do wholesaling as well to restaurants and things like that, I had to go out and rent commercial kitchen space and
Yeah.
get my food prep license, my C-20 license, and all that kind of stuff. And it's a journey, right? To work your way through all that, and then now I am looking for a co-packer now, so I'm
Mm.
getting to the point where it's getting very difficult to manage the time.
Yeah. I can imagine, man, especially, as things start to grow, it just kind of gets out of control and you need a team at that point, man.
Yeah.
You absolutely need a team. Um, So what I was gonna ask is, starting this at home, you said you're only making like 6 or 7 bottles at a time, and
You first started? Yeah, yeah,
wow, man.
now I'll get commercial kitchen time, and I'll make 150 bottle batches. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. And do you like when you're creating all these flavors, do you like have them tested by your friends and family and stuff and see what they think, or is this a little too
Yeah.
hot for them?
Oh, no, I'm constantly working on different flavors and trying different things, and, actually just started with a bourbon sauce that
Oh,
I'm working on, a peach bourbon. And I made a couple small batches. And when I go out to my in-person tastings at like the cider house or farmers market, I bring them with me and have people try them, get feedback.
oh, that's cool. That's a great live feedback, like
Yeah,
from the fans or just someone. I don't know. I'm
yeah,
I'm a firm believer that I've said this every episode, so of course I'm going to say it this one. I think that there's a hot sauce for everyone. How do you feel about that statement? Whether it's hot or not, you can
100%.
find find something to like
There,
be
there,
willing
yeah,
to
there are
suffer
people
through.
who walk by my table and they'll be like, "Oh no, hot sauce, no, not for
Yeah,
me." And I'm like, "No, try it, please,
yeah,
try it."
yeah.
I said, "I got some really mild sauces here that, like the blueberry. A lot of people will use that blueberry as a salad dressing. They'll put that on like a goat cheese salad, feta cheese salad.
Oh,
They'll put it on their brie if they do a like charcuterie board." And I'm like, "There's sauce for everybody."
I totally agree with that. And I like the consistency of your blueberry sauce. I haven't even tried it yet, but I'm kind of like looking at it in the bottle. I like that it's not super super thick. Like it has some fluidity to it. I could pour this on something. Um
Yeah,
and
viscosity is really important
yeah.
when making this batches of sauces. It's nice because I, regulate the viscosity while I'm making it. You're making your sauce, and you're like, wow, and you can just pour with the ladle. You pour, and you could see it. You're making up batches, you can see it, and you're like, oh, I think I need a little more fluid here.
Yep.
It's gonna get stuck in the bottle. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. I've had a couple fruity sauces, that actually a blueberry one from another company, and, I couldn't even get it out of the bottle without be like,
yeah.
like slapping it to death, and I mean, that can be fun, but I just want the sauce, man. I just
Yeah,
want the sauce.
I think, it's so important, being able to pour out of the bottle. Because
I
same thing,
agree.
I've had chunky sauces where you just can't get out of the bottle.
Yeah.
You know where you learn that in the beginning is when you're making your own reels
Yep.
and you go to pour it on a taco and it doesn't come out of
Yeah.
the bottle.
Yep. Absolutely, man. It's
Yeah.
funny. I think I have a couple videos where I think I just, like, sped it up even. Um I'm going to assume there's no fun stopper on the top of this bottle. It's just
Oh,
it's open. Cool. I like that.
yeah.
I used to be about the fun stoppers, but I'm not. I think it really kind of depends on the sauce for me, really. If it's like something like a little goes a long way, maybe a fun stopper, but I don't know. I like that your brand isn't just about it's not, most of your sauces have either habanero, ghost, or Carolina Reaper in it, but you don't build it straight off of heat. Like you really want to incorporate the flavor involved with it. And again, that goes back to like, there's definitely a hot sauce for everyone. You're going to be able to find something that you like that you're willing to suffer through, even if it is super hot.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the first my first original 3 were the blueberry, the mango, and the Carolina Reaper, and then
Mm.
I added to the front end and the back end, right? So, people constantly were like, "Do you have anything hotter?" And I'm like, "I guess I should make a hotter sauce."
Yeah, right.
So I made a hotter sauce, and then, people are like, I do a lot of people do like the mild stuff, so I did the pineapple mango habanero, which turned out to be, pretty big hit too.
Yeah. Oh, it's important to have that variety and also that like scale factor. But again, I think if you find something you like enough, you're willing to suffer through it. But yeah, it's like dragon's blood looks gnarly, man. This I can't get over the color of this stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, it's all natural,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know? You don't need food colorings and dyes.
and this like pineapple mango is like that. It's so yellow, it looks like pineapple juice. Because I mean, pretty much is. That's freaking awesome, dude. I used to make hot sauce from home. I haven't in a while, so I was trying to start my own company here over I live in New Hampshire.
Yep,
Um, and the state was just kind of really like pain in the butt about it. So I
sure.
wasn't able to do it. I had my sauces tested up in Maine and stuff, and I had pretty much everything ready to go except for a kitchen. That was like my biggest hang up. And now they kind of changed some rules around here, so I'll be able to do it eventually now with ease. But I wanted to do anyway, long story short, I wanted to do a mango pineapple sauce myself, so I'm actually quite happy that you have one that I can taste.
Yeah, check it out, check it
Oh,
out.
oh, I'm going to. I'm going
Yeah,
to in a little bit
the
here.
commercial kitchen space is, it's a difficult one. In the beginning, I had a hard time finding one.
It is.
A couple of ghost kitchens and stuff that, it's hard to find them. And,
Mm,
I was very happy to find one that's literally 10, 15 minutes from my house.
yeah,
And
that's huge.
super company, yeah, super company. They do a great job. And the guy who runs it, I mean, I can't, he has his own food business, right? And he has crews coming in making his stuff. It's so nice to be able to pick someone's brain like that when you get into a kitchen space like that. I'm not used to working in a kitchen like that.
Right.
No, he really, showed me the ropes and helped me get through all the stuff and getting my license and everything. And, really appreciate people, different people in your life that help you out like that.
Yeah, that's what we need is like that, again, that kind of community with one another where we're helping each other through this. Cause like, I want some damn good sauces, bro. um,
Yeah, like I was mentioning to
cool.
you earlier, the cool thing about fruit-based sauces, they make great cocktails. So we've made pineapple, mango, spicy margaritas. I've actually done the made margaritas out of the blueberry as well.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
yeah, I had one person at the Philly Hot Sauce Festival bought a 5-pack, and that's all she did was buy them to make cocktails, and she sent me a bunch of pictures of all the cocktails. They had a whole party with the sauces.
That's crazy. I never even thought of like a hot sauce cocktail before. That's wild, man.
Yeah,
Mm.
everything's spicy.
Do you ever put this stuff on like ice cream? These are all gotta be sweet, man. You
Yep.
know, fruit.
Yep. You can definitely put the blueberry. I have a peach too that I make. The peach is good on ice cream too. But yeah, you can definitely put them on desserts. I always do other seasonal stuff. So I did like a for Valentine's Day a chocolate covered strawberry. So yeah, chocolate, strawberry, and habanero pepper. Just a great dessert sauce, and people are just buying it like crazy to put it on their pancakes, put it on everything.
That's super. That's very unique, man.
Thanks.
I've seen like cocoa powder and sauce before, but it not being like a main selling point, right?
Yeah.
And the flavor probably didn't come out as much as I think the other flavors did. Does the chocolate flavor come out in yours a bit with
You'll
the heat?
find so in that one, I use a base of like strawberries, right? So I puree strawberries, and then you put the cocoa powder in, right? Cocoa powders, if anybody has cocoa powder, it doesn't bring a whole lot to the table, right? It's not, it's bitter, tends to be bitter and all that. So it's really adjusting the sweetness. And I use agave syrup usually in most of my recipes, and just, adjust that sweetness until that chocolate flavor starts coming out. Yeah.
Cool. I'm seeing agave a lot more now, instead of sugar, in place of sugar. It's a good natural sweetener. I think that's really cool, man.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's definitely a flavor that I've been able to pick out more often now that I've, like, had it in a few hot sauces. I can definitely notice right off the bat, I'm like, "Ooh, that's agave syrup."
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, it's the only one I've started with that from the beginning, and I've stuck with it. It's in all my sauces.
it's awesome, man. Yeah, no, I did notice that earlier because typically I won't go over the ingredients until I'm, like, talking to my guests. I did look at a little bit of yours though, because I was super interested. I don't even open the box of stuff until, like, the day of, dude, so I've
Yeah.
had this box sitting here for, like, like 3 weeks or something, and I have not opened it till today, dude. I've
Well,
been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you, man. So you
I'm
get my
looking
first
forward to
impression.
I'm looking forward to hearing your
Oh,
feedback.
cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be freaking awesome. Let's see. So, do you grow any other kinds of chili peppers? You do like ghosts and Carolina Reapers, or those just
Yeah,
completely fill your space?
Reapers, ghosts, habaneros for the most part.
Okay.
I have a lot more space from that because
Right.
I leave some room for my tomatoes and my basil.
Of course, man. Hey, what's your favorite kind of tomato to grow?
I grow beef steaks, and I grow aromas,
Hmm.
and then I do cherry peppers or
Little
cherry
more.
tomatoes. Yeah.
All right. I like those. I like those. I'm doing some weird ones right now. I'm doing some excuse me, they're called Brad's Atomic Grapes. And
Yeah.
these like little grape tomatoes are like tie-dye colored almost.
Ah,
And
cool.
then like sunburst cherries. We're doing those too.
Neat.
Yeah, man. I love that. I love gardening. So like that's something that I could talk about completely separate from this, but
Uh,
I got excited
you,
because you said
you
you
and me
grew
both.
tomatoes. Yeah,
I see
man.
all
It's
the
like,
plants in the background.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we have a ton of plants. And actually over there I have a grow tent because I'm growing, all my vegetable starters here.
Yeah.
We put a bunch out on the porch to acclimate. It's been pretty rainy here, so I think it's okay to acclimate them on a day like this because it's kind of shady. So I'm like, all right, they seem happy. They seem happy, but yeah, I do. Um, I used to try to grow my own chilies to make sauce, and I would just to like give to people and stuff. Now I kind of just grow like weird varieties ornamentally. Like I'll grow super hots, but I love the way they look, man. Like,
Yeah.
you only pull like the meanest reaper off of your
Oh,
plant. You're like,
the
dude,
best.
I feel bad cutting this thing in half. It looks
I
so
know.
crazy. But then when you do, you see all those like crazy oils on the inside.
Oh,
And that's one of my favorites, dude. I grew what did I grow a couple of years ago that was gnarly? It was like a chocolate 7 pot primo or something, and it was just
yeah.
the nasty oils in there. It was very scary, man. It was very
I
scary.
In the beginning, I grew a whole bunch of different ones. I grew the chocolate ghost, the chocolate Carolina Reapers.
Mhm.
I just was all over the place,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and it was just so much fun. And then I was like, okay, now I actually need room to
Yeah.
grow what I
Yeah.
really need.
Gotta reel it in a bit. Dude,
Yeah.
actually, I wanna show you this. I told another guy I was talking to about this. Um, so this is like my bag of seeds, dude, that
Yeah.
I've traded with people from all over the world,
Nice.
um, through Reddit and Discord and Instagram, all that stuff. Tons of varieties. So every season I try to grow a new variety or 3 new varieties, and then during the winter, I'll start over because I don't really overwinter plants too much. I will, but,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
I have a
Northeast
sunroom.
things.
Yeah, I have a sunroom. I can only winter so much stuff,
Exactly.
out on the patio. I got all the tropical plants, the banana
Yep.
trees, and all that, and that all has to come in.
Yeah, you got a banana tree? Do you grow bananas on it?
It won't grow long enough.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh. They take a long time, I think. And plus, like, imagine if you grew a banana tree in your house and it like you just got like a giant bushel of bananas like that. That'd be so silly. I had a banana hot sauce, and that was pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah,
It was like spicy baby food.
yeah.
Um,
Thought about it. I thought about playing around with coconut a little
Yep.
bit, and the problem is you get too tropical, and you're losing it.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It it's kinda weird.
Yeah, I mean, I've done dragon fruit, you know. Dragon fruit's a weird fruit.
It is.
From the outside, you're like, "Oh, it's gotta be some really cool color," right? And you cut it open and you're
And
like,
it's
"Ew,
white.
ew, it's
It
white and
it
seed
tastes
all
like
seeds." Yeah,
a kiwi and a pear had a baby. That's what it tastes like to me.
and it didn't it, like, really separated. When I made the batch of hot sauce with it, within hours, all the stuff sunk to the bottom and the top
Yeah.
all clear. I'm like, "This isn't gonna work. It's just not gonna work."
It's such a, like a, watery fruit.
It is.
It's kinda like using, like, a watermelon, I guess, you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
kinda has that, but it also has, like, a pear consistency. This one guy that I talked to did a watermelon hot sauce, but I feel like he fermented it,
Yeah.
so the flavor was able to hold, but he fermented all the sugar out, and he didn't put any sugar or sweetener back in, so
So you didn't
that's
get
what you get. But
yeah,
I bet if you, like, fermented, like a dragon fruit sauce
yeah.
and then, put the sugar back in it, it'd probably be pretty sweet. But also, dragon fruits are freaking expensive, dude. They're like $7 a piece or more in some places.
Yeah, I've tried guava too, same kinda deal.
Guava. Yeah.
Hard to find them, and they're expensive.
Yep. Same with like passion fruit, man. There, I could go on all day about like weird fruits that
Yeah.
I would love to eat in a hot sauce, but you don't see it often, man. So,
So for Christmas this year, I made a persimmon hot sauce,
oh, interesting.
because they grow locally. So, I had, someone at work brought me a case of persimmons, and I made a batch of hot sauce out of
Oh,
it.
that's pretty cool, man. I've
Pain in
had I've
the
had persimmon a couple times.
yeah. Makes a good hot sauce, it really does. I'll send you a bottle next
Hey,
Christmas.
I would appreciate that, dude. Then we can talk about it again. I would love that. It'd be so much fun. So like what would you say is like one of your biggest challenges running this business? Like you've started it from the ground up and from your kitchen to expos.
Yeah, yeah. I guess one of the hardest spots, being a little bit over a year in from sales right now, um, it's the growth factor right now, right? Getting a co-packer lined up, getting the financing in place, and then, this is the scary part, right? This is the part where you're investing a lot of money.
Right, right.
So
That is scary.
yeah, and it's, becomes, a lot of the sales part becomes a big factor,
Absolutely.
when trying to wholesale to larger distributors and things like that. But, I guess one of the scary parts is I love making my sauce myself because I know every single batch comes out exactly the way I want it to. And, losing that control over that part of it's a scary thought.
That is tough because you're like, are they gonna make it the same? Is it gonna taste the same? I've heard both sides of the field. Some people refuse to do a co-packer because they're afraid that the person's not gonna, make their sauce the same. And then on the other hand, people told me that co-packing has completely changed everything for them. It has given them more time to come up with ideas and to market themselves more. And one person said that when they got co-packing, at first the consistency wasn't exactly the same because he would basically puree everything like this, you know. And
Yeah.
the co-packer that he went to is like, yeah, we don't get anything to that like that like viscosity, and he didn't know how he felt about it. But when he went and did it anyway, he found that the people that were buying his sauce either didn't notice or liked it more for some reason. So like, but I don't know, your sauce doesn't look like it's so it's liquidy, but I can see that it has texture to it. So I feel like you would do just fine. But I get it, because like I'm very much the same way. I want to have my hands on everything. I want to pour every bottle myself. I want to label every bottle myself. I want to put the shrink wrap on every. There's just
Yeah,
something about being hands-on that it definitely is scary putting that in the hands of someone else to cook for you and prepare for you and stuff.
really is. But again, it's also it's exciting in another way,
It is.
be able to, you know, there's never a time that I go into a restaurant, local restaurant, and see one of my bottles on a table that it just, it's the best. It's the best feeling ever to sit there and watch people using your sauce on the table. And
Absolutely.
sometimes I can't help myself when I walk over to the tables and say, "Hey, how's that hot sauce?"
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
I
As you
can't help.
should, man. And
Yeah,
that's good business too. You're like, "Hey, I made this. I just wanna see what you think about it." I
yeah,
think that's really cool, dude. So, like, a few years ago when I was trying to do my hot sauce company, like, we were promoting and stuff, and we got invited to do a taco night, and I did very much the same thing. We brought in a lineup of 5 sauces that we had created, and we had cards saying what everything was, pretty
yeah,
much like the back of this, but on cards. And, it was kind of fun watching people either read them and use them with caution or just say, "Screw it," and, like, dump it on without reading any of them and getting those reactions.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so hot," or, "Oh, that's not bad." And they try the next one, "Wow." So, it's cool, man. It is one of the best feelings is seeing someone, like, get a good reaction out of something you created.
Oh, it really is. And doing stuff like the Philly like sauce festival and going there with all these other companies, hot sauce companies, and you're kind of it's a whole different feeling, right? Than usually if I'm doing a tasting somewhere, I'm by myself and you don't have any other choice but to taste my hot sauce.
Right, right.
But when you're there and all these people are walking around, they're tasting all these companies' hot sauces that have been around for 10, 15 years, and they're just experts in the field.
Yep.
And for them to come over and buy something from your table and go, "This is great. I love it." It really feels, it feels great, and it's just it's a great experience to do those things, and that's why you do them, right? It's not you're not there to make money. You're not there. You're just there to enjoy it and to go shoulder to shoulder with your peers.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I love that kind of stuff too. It's super wholesome.
It really is. You know, you know,
Um,
brought my wife and my son with me. We did it together as a family. It was cool. It's a great experience.
talking about strangers using your products, have they given you any like surprising feedback before? Like any like weird freakouts where it just was way hotter than they expected?
The one thing about hot sauce and capsaicin, right? It's everybody's tolerance is all over the map.
Hmm.
I get guys coming up and trying the blueberry sauce, which is a mild sauce, and they're like, "Wow, that's got quite a kick to it." And I'm like, "Okay," and then I get you know 70-year-old lady come over and try my the Carolina Reaper sauce, and she's like, "It's got good spice to it." It's like they're all over the place. It's so and a lot of times some people who say they can't take the heat really get halfway through my lineup and they're like, "Yeah, it's hot, but the flavor's there, right? It's all about the flavor, you know." So it's an interesting experience seeing people go through that. And then of course there's always the guy who says walks over and I want them to try them all, and I'd rather you start with the milder sauces so you can really get the flavors and everything. No, give me the hottest sauce you got. Okay, fine. Here's the dragon's blood, and then they taste it and they're like, "Yeah, it wasn't so bad." But most people who know Carolina Reaper, it takes a minute.
It takes a minute, and
Give it a minute, and then they're dying, right? And then they're
right.
just dying.
And if you like go into it knowing what you're expecting, it's never that bad. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting into if you've had that level of heat before.
Yeah, and I'm not murdering anybody with even
No,
the
no.
dragon's blood. The dragon's blood is good. I mean, at the Philly contest, one of the companies, DEF sauces,
Mhm.
they were there and they made they made some of the most ridiculous sauces for like the chicken wing eating contest and things like that. I mean, my son actually ended up doing the chicken wing eating contest, and she made the sauces from DEF CON for that. He All you had to do was eat 10 chicken wings in 4 minutes. He couldn't get through five. They were so hot. Yeah,
Wow.
gloves. He's like, your face is on fire. He says anything it touched burst into flames. It was that bad.
Wow, the novelty experience. So many people. That's sounds fun, but that also kind of goes to why people are afraid of hot sauce, and it's the novelty factor. A lot of people look at hot sauce as a novelty and not, not really a condiment. And
Yeah.
that was me for a long time too, man. I'd want to try the hottest thing I could.
Yep.
Um, and then as time went on, I'm like, yeah, this is fun, but I wish it tasted good because a lot of these kind of just sit in my fridge or I'm in my cabinet and I'm not using them. It's kind of a waste to me, just in my opinion, man. I like the flavor, so I'm happy to hear that all your stuff is packed with flavor.
Yeah, once you get into these, they're not gonna last you long. I can
Good,
guarantee.
good.
You're gonna really get into it and get into the pairings of those flavors with the different foods. It's a fun experience, you know. Like I said,
Mm,
it's not all like hot ones, right? Where you just keep
right,
on getting hotter and hotter and hotter until you can't take it anymore, you know.
right.
I Pretty much everybody can go through this whole lineup and enjoy the flavor ride, you know.
It's good. I agree with that. Um, Wow, dude. We're gonna start cracking into these pretty soon, I think. I'm pretty excited too, because we've just been talking about them.
Yeah, you're gonna dig that blueberry. The blueberry's pretty cool.
I
So,
think I am too, man. I think I am. I'm very excited for that and to try this papaya one a lot. I'm excited for all of them, but I'm mostly just like the papaya because I never really tried papaya. I sell them to people all the time, but I've never like cracked them open.
oh,
Mm,
papaya is it's a weird fruit, right?
it is.
If you just go out in the store and you buy it and you cut it open and you think you're gonna get like a cantaloupe kind of taste to it, it's not like that at all. There's, it's not really a sweet fruit like eating it fresh. It's not until like I combine it with other ingredients and everything that kind of brings out this sweetness in the papaya. But yeah, it's not something you're just going to go buy and slice up and eat it.
It,
It's not
it's
that appealing,
funny.
you know.
This guy I work with actually bought one and was just eating it in the break room. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
I thought he was eating a squash. I'm like, you just casually eating a squash? He's like, it's a papaya. I'm like, oh, it was so funny, man.
It depends where you're from. Like, most of us from this country are not familiar with papayas, and but you get people from different countries that I know from Costa Rica and different places, the DR and stuff, and they're like, yeah, we love these things. We eat them for breakfast,
Yeah,
and just what you grew up with.
absolutely, man. So what do you I know that you're trying to get into co-packing. What else do you see coming up in the next year for yourself?
Um, I kind of I've touched base with a couple different distributors, and they're really high on my product and want to see me, get it to their customers. So really, the bottleneck is the co-packing to be able to get the amount of sauce I need to be able to do things like that. And I'm excited to do that. It's I want to continue to grow outside of Long Island. I have some sauces out in Utah. There's a couple different companies in Utah that sell my sauce. There's a couple in Massachusetts that sell my sauce. So kind of want to expand and like really share my sauce with the whole country.
Yeah, as you should, dude. That's quite a dream, and I'm here for it, man. And you said that some of your sauces are in restaurants. How many restaurants is your sauce in?
Yeah, I got like five now, and I'm adding another one. It feels like almost every month. Now that I've gotten to that point, it's so much easier to walk into a restaurant. The nice thing is on Long Island, a lot of people have heard about my brand already. So my brand recognition is really growing quite fast. Early on, when I first started, the Long Island Press um, called me up and did an interview with me and wrote an article about my company because the writer actually was at one of my tastings apparently and bought a bunch of my sauce and just wanted to write an article about it. So that helped, So there's things like that, And then when you get them on the tables in a restaurant, like Del Fuego's is one of the big restaurants on Long Island, and they're big restaurants, and they ordered, like 32 cases from me, a few weeks ago. So there's a ton of bottles out there, and now when I do tastings, sometimes people will come up to the table and and I'm like, you want to try something? And they're like, I've had it already. I love it, and that's a great feeling, to
That's so surreal, man. That's
it,
gotta be so surreal. It's be like, oh wow. Like, do you have pallets of your stuff? Are you running out of space to keep things?
I wish I had pallets. I don't have pallets,
You'll
I
get there, man. You're gonna
usually
get there.
I make it every week. So, I try to maintain, you know, 15 cases, of every flavor that I have,
Mhm.
and then some side flavors that I like that I'm experimenting with. But I continually make it. So as it sells, I make it. But there have been times where I get a big order and I'm pretty low and I have to make a lot
Yeah.
of sauce to catch up. It's a scary proposition when you're down your last few cases.
Right. You've gotta be comfortable working around that kitchen by now though, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
can do with my eyes closed at this point. Yeah.
Oh, good, man.
Plus, I got help. I got my family helps too. I bring them
Good.
all. Everybody's learned how to cut mangoes and papayas.
Good. That's good to have that support. Do you ever gas yourself out where you're cooking in there?
you know,
Probably not now.
no, no. I've gotten used to it, but
Yeah.
you know, it is fun. As rigorous as it can be sometimes, and some of the nights are long, and you're cranking away, and your back's killing you, and you're like, I just don't want to, I don't want to shrink wrap another bottle.
All right.
But
That's the easiest part too. It's just so tedious, man. Like,
it's so tedious. But yeah, I do it, and but again, I think moving on to the next part where it's becoming more sales and all that, and less of the hours and hours and hours of just making the sauce. It's a transition
good.
that
That
I'm looking forward to.
good. Good, man. That's gonna open a lot of doors for you too, just having that time to put yourself out there even more than you are right now. And I'm happy for you, man. You're a really chill dude, Mike. I like you. Um, I think it's time to crack into these sauces, my bro.
Yeah, let's do
So
it.
we'll start by going down the line as on the box. We got the blueberry Carolina Reaper.
So good, so
So
good.
good. No perforation.
Oh, not on that one.
You're killing me.
Get a knife. Get a knife.
Oh, I had one. All right. All right. All right.
Those perforated ones, they're even more of a pain in the neck to shrink wrap.
Dude, that's okay. That's all we have knives, dude. All right. Give it a good shake. I don't think I really need to shake this one, man, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's customary.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't have a napkin. Whatever. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. That smells crazy. Um, Firstly, we're gonna go over the ingredients just so everyone listening knows. First ingredient is blueberries, guys. This is very blueberry heavy. Distilled white vinegar, blue agave syrup for sweetener, onion, Carolina Reaper pepper. Doesn't get much more simple than that. You can
It,
read everything, only a few ingredients, and it smells absolutely bonkers.
yeah. Look at that color. That color's amazing, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, and I got a pretty nice spoonful, so all right, here goes. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's so like deep purple, man. Wow. Holy crap.
Get a big burst of blueberry up front.
Absolutely. The heat is subtle. This is mild. I
Yeah.
mean, Reaper takes a second to kick in, but this is not an ass kicker by any means.
Oh,
This is a chill ride, dude. I'm gonna
yeah.
take another one. I like this.
Yeah.
This is way better than the other kind I had. And I didn't interview that person, so yeah. Oh man. That's what I want in a blueberry sauce, dude.
Yeah.
That is it. That is so good.
And put that on your
Wow,
pancake
dude.
tomorrow, man.
I should. I have blueberry waffles in the freezer.
Yeah, that'll do
Oh,
it.
wow. That's super good. And again, could definitely see that on ice cream. That'd be
Yep.
or salad, like you said before.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That one won best sauce in Philly.
I can see why. I can see why, man. I really can. Wow. I really love this.
You know what? That sauce out of all the sauces, when people come to the tasting table, that's the last one people will ask to try. They look at it and they're like, blueberry. And then they go, and I'm like, try the blueberry. And they're like, nah. I'm like, try the blueberry. And they try it and they buy a bottle.
Oh, no, it's so good because the blueberry flavor, it's packed with blueberry flavor, and it is sweet from the agave nectar, but
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, it's not like sickly sweet. It's
Oh.
like I am drinking a spicy blueberry.
Yeah, it's balance. It's all the balance.
Oh, it's so good. Alright, gotta cleanse the old palate here because 'cause we're moving on. That's super good. I'm gonna go through that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Um, alright, so next is the Papaya Carolina Reaper.
Okay, so now you're bouncing up to the heat level. If
Yeah.
I would recommend to you, try the pineapple next.
Pineapple next? Okay, okay. We'll go in Mike's order. I was
Mm.
going on the order of the box. We're gonna take Mike's word here.
Just
So,
because I like you to go through the mild sauces first before you sting your palate.
fair enough, fair enough. So, we're reversing that. Pie is the second to last on the list here. So, we're moving on to pineapple mango habanero. Give a
Really good.
nice, good shake there on the camera. All right. And got the knife upside down. There we go.
That's one we made the margaritas out of this morning.
Okay, okay. All right. And again, beautiful, beautiful color. It's so yellow. I don't think I've seen a hot sauce this yellow. And for being very, minimal ingredients, the
Yeah.
color is crazy. I haven't even popped it open to smell yet.
You got orange habaneros in there, so you'll see little bits of orange and mixed in
Mm,
with that yellow.
those are my favorite. I love orange habaneros over red. I like them both, but if I can have orange, I go for orange.
Yeah, me too.
So we got pineapple, mango, right up front, guys. Habanero, distilled white vinegar, blue agave syrup, and onion. So again, minimal ingredients. Oop, these things. Every hot sauce bottle ever. It smells crazy.
It's very pineapple forward.
Yeah. What's interesting about it is it's like peppery. Like I can smell the pepper in there. I can smell the pineapple. I can smell everything, but it smells so peppery. Let's see. Let's give it a shot. We'll pour. All
Yep.
right, I like that. It is thicker, but it still has good viscosity. It pours well. You can see I got a nice little spoon here. Ooh, oh, that's crazy. That's like it's like a pina colada. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
The burst of pineapple you get from that up front is,
Man,
yeah. Before
that's
you get the heat.
good.
Yeah, the heat comes later.
Mm, yeah, if you're a normal person. Now I feel a little tingle in the back of my throat. That's good though. I like these are so fruity, dude.
Yeah,
Like usually like the fruit hot sauces, they're a little fruity, but these are hot. Well, hot and packed with flavor. It is interesting though, because the Reaper one
yeah,
really wasn't too spicy, but it still had
yep,
Reaper in it. It gave me a little tingle. This gives me a little tingle too. It's not definitely not killer. I can see why you call it mild.
yep,
That's really good.
yeah,
Um, hmm, man, there's 2 sauces now that I want on pizza. I'm one of those pineapple pizza people. I don't give a shit.
yeah.
This looks good. I could try this on pizza and it'd be good.
Good on pizza.
Mm.
On pizza, it's good on your fish tacos. It's,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
good on
Alright.
eggs in the morning.
Oh, I can see that. Mm. Fascinating. All right, moving on. So
There you
now
go.
we got the mango ghost.
Oh yeah. One of my favorite
Oh,
sauces. I like this heat level.
and this one looks much thicker than the other ones I've had. Like I'm tilting the bottle and there's like
Yeah,
no air.
this will coat. This definitely coats your food, right? It's very good
Yeah.
for glazing ribs on the grill, for glazing chicken breasts on the grill. It's
I
really nice.
I would be about that. I love like barbecue chicken with a mango chutney or something on it. That's so good.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's good on salmon as well. It's
Oh
nice.
yeah. All right. So for our ingredients, and again, guys, we're still moving up the list. This has 3 out of 4, right? 4 chili peppers. 3 out of 4 chili peppers. The ingredients are mango, distilled white vinegar, blue agave syrup, onion, and ghost chili pepper. So ghost chili is actually on the bottom of the list. So you don't use a terrible amount of it, but it is still a super hot. So it probably still cranks a little bit, I'm guessing.
Yeah. You figure, you know, in a small batch size, like a 36 bottle batch, you're looking at about 10 ghost peppers in there.
Okay. Okay. All right. So peel it off. And now we can see the top of the bottle. It is a thicken. She is thick. So we give it a good shake. Smells like mango.
Yeah.
As it should. As it should.
Super burst of mango. And I love mango.
Wow. Yeah, mango is such a strong flavor. So
Yeah.
strong. Oh, it smells good. Alright. Trusty spoon.
And the reason I originally put mango in my pineapple sauce is really just to help the viscosity because pineapple separates too easily. So instead of adding some sort of thickener, I added mango to thicken it.
They're good. That's good. They're complementing flavors.
Yeah.
And you are right. Pineapple can be a little watery. All right, let's give this a shot. This is the mango ghost pepper. That texture is insane, dude.
Yeah, isn't that good?
But oh, it's wicked good. It is sweet. It is mango.
Yeah.
100%. Wow. I'm so impressed by all these, man. Let's
You
see.
get you get a nice heat level
Oop,
from the ghost too.
you do. Yeah, this one's definitely dancing on my tongue. As you can see, I've had a couple spoons now. So mm, again, spicy baby food part two. This is awesome. I like that texture a lot. You could put that in like a smoothie. That'd be kind of weird, but that's what it makes me think of is like a mango smoothie.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't know why. I think that it's just texture. That's really good too. Again, sweet,
Yeah, yeah.
sweet, sweet, sweet.
Yeah, and that's mostly the mango. That one has a lot less agave syrup in it because it just doesn't need it, you know?
They really doesn't with the mango.
Sweetens the fruit,
Wow.
yeah.
You found a really good balance with that. You found a really good balance. 'Cause it is also, like, super easy to overdo it with mango too, I've found. Not even just with, like, hot sauce, but in food in general. Really, really, really good balance with that. Right.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was like I said, that's probably one of my favorite sauces and one of my originals, the first sauces I've made.
Mm, I like it, man. Wow.
Now you get
Alright.
to your papayas.
Finally, I get to taste the papaya that wants to kill me. This is the papaya Carolina Reaper sauce. Very orange, a little more fluid than the last one we just had.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
by far the mango, when you puree it and then you cook it down, it 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 definitely brings on a more thick, syrupy kind of texture to it.
absolutely. Wow. Alright, so the last one, definitely getting the heat from it still. It's riding, but it's not, like, killing me. It's just on my tongue. I'm salivating a little bit. To cleanse the palate just a little more. I know water doesn't help with heat. I don't care about heat. Alright. Let's see. Popper. Oh, oh, no, 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 no. Ingredients. Again, very, very simple ingredients list. I love that. Papaya, distilled white vinegar, blue agave syrup, onion, Carolina Reaper. Easy peasy.
Yep.
I was not, I don't know how to describe that smell.
It's not papaya's got an interesting smell. And
And so off putting. It smells cheesy. Interesting. You know what? I
I
don't
think it's
know.
combination of the Carolina Reaper pepper in there really changes the the smell, the aroma to it.
It's got to. Yeah. Reapers have a very distinct flavor too.
Or do.
Ooh, that is hot.
Yeah. And the papaya is not as sweet.
It's not as sweet. It's an interesting flavor. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like place what it reminds me of. I guess cantaloupe? Maybe not. I don't know. That is hot. That is like flaming hot. Not making me like hiccup or burp or anything, but like for an average spice consumer, probably kick your ass. I like it. So I do these are going into my new lineup here. I do a wing night with my buddies. I'm gonna record it and I line all the sauces up that I've had on the show,
Yeah.
put a flashcard 1 through 20, and we roll dice. And it's all randomized on what we get.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put these in lineup.
That's fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. I want to record it. I'm just trying to plan it out, man. Planning that kind of stuff out around people. I don't want to just be like, hey, we're gonna do this and put them on the spot. I need them to be like mentally prepared for that.
Yeah.
Papaya sauce is wicked good. It's just, I wasn't sure what to expect. So it's like, it's fruity, but it's not super, super sweet fruity. The other three sauces I've had are very fruity in comparison. They're like very sweet in comparison, I should say. Now I'm really salivating here.
Yeah, this one I like to put this on a lot of like meats and stuff. This goes on my burgers. This goes on
Okay.
all that kind of food. It goes on skirt steak. Yeah, it's
Mm,
good stuff.
okay. See, skirt steak. I would not have expected you to say that.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting. Hmm. I like it, man. I'm kind of like, it's just not a flavor as I expecting. It is good though. I'm gonna have to experiment with that. I'll probably use that for my tasting segment because it's just one night I need to figure out what to eat it with, man. That's crazy. Woo! All right, one more little sippy here because that was actually pretty hot. The other three were a breeze for me.
Yeah, yeah. The other three, I always say that even if you're not a big hot person, can handle the heat. You can handle those first three.
Absolutely. Any again, if you're even not a hot person, you could tolerate this. It is tasty enough. It's just hot. Like it it was a big jump from one to the other, but
Yeah, yeah.
definitely doable. I'm not freaking out or crying or anything. So let's cut this guy open and we'll read the ingredients. We're moving on to the dragon's blood, which sounds scary. And reading the ingredients, we're gonna go over them. It looks like pretty much the same
The
as
same.
the one we just tried, right? So
Yeah,
it just has ghost peppers in it, and you
yeah.
must use a little more
More.
chili in general.
There's more reapers in there, and then there's a bunch of ghost peppers in there too.
Yep. So yeah, same ingredients.
Same. Yeah.
Papaya, distilled white vinegar, blue agave syrup, onion, Carolina Reaper, and ghost peppers. So give it a shake. My face is on fire. Oh, oh, popped on me. Come on.
I always say that Carolina Reaper really, you give it a minute and
Woo!
it gets hotter.
They really do. Have you ever had a dragon's breath pepper?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a Reaper on crack.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. This has the same Same smell and everything.
Like it's weird, right? I like to say it's a vinegary, peppery. You get the pepper, you get
Yeah.
the Carolina Reaper and the vinegar. Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Again, little loose, but also thick enough. All these have had crazy texture, dude.
Yeah.
Like they're all like very pleasing on the tongue. It's not just like vinegar, and it's not so chunky that I'm kind of like trying to chew on stuff. It's like it's smooth and flavor packed. Woo! That okay. So I haven't been hit by heat yet, but I immediately tasted Carolina Reaper. I know that flavor. That is crazy. I know this is gonna hit me in a minute.
Yeah, it definitely gets sweaty.
Wow. Yeah, no, I could even pouring it, let me close this back up real quick. Uh, I may not be able to get it on cam no, I can. You can see it a little bit on camera. You can see little flakes of Reaper and ghost pepper in here, and it was one of the first things I tasted. I was like, "Oh, I know that taste." Oh, and, wow. It's pretty hot, man. That's pretty spicy. Um,
But again, even with it being pretty hot, you're still getting flavor with it.
oh, yeah.
So you can still pair that with foods. It's not just something that's gonna, burn
No.
you.
No, no. It's a very, very tasty. These 2 are very unexpected flavors for me since they're, like, the same, um, but they're both very, very tasty. I think it's a matter of finding what I would eat them with. This yeah, these are going into my wing lineup easily, but I think for my next video I do on your products,
Yep.
I'm definitely gonna use this papaya sauce. It's really good. It's good. It's so strange to me. Like I'm gonna try it again. I know I just had the same thing but hotter, but
When a lot of people are like, "Do you just have regular hot sauce?" I don't like real fruity stuff. I'm not into the fruit stuff. I just want real hot sauce. And I usually give them this one. They're like, "No, but that's papaya. It's fruity, tropical fruity." I go, "No, try it." Because it's more a standard hot
it
sauce.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? That's exactly it, dude. Is that I was expecting something super fruity and it just wasn't like it wasn't as sweet as like this,
Right.
but it's wicked good. So yeah, I can see that on like fish or chicken tacos or burritos or even eggs or anything really.
Yep. I put it on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's good. It's hot. So
Yeah.
now I'm really burning up and I have some tears. So while I'm crying, tell us where we can find you, Mike.
Oh, Long Island Pepper Company, right? So you hit us on Instagram, it'd be great. Catch up onto us on Instagram. We got lots of good stuff coming out. Like to introduce new flavors and fun we're having with the public. I love to put stuff like that on Instagram and catch that. Hey, catch us at some cool restaurants on Long Island. You're out here, man. Fat Boy Burritos, Del Fuegos. We're out there. We're Sayville and Spice. You may have heard of Greenport Fire. These are all places where you can get it. Even Taste New York. When you drive on the thruway, the rest stops, you can see my stuff. So yeah, come out and try it. Catch me on lipc.shop and go to my Shopify site and you can order it up and I'll send it right to your house.
Awesome, man. And I'll make sure to link all those too. Uh, Thanks for coming on, Mike. You've been a blast. You're awesome. I like these sauces a lot. They're all very unique to me. Uh, I've never had anything quite like these. So thanks again, man.
And I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on. I look forward to doing it again in the future, man.
I'd love to. Cool. Peace.
Thanks. Peace.